within the next couple of months, we'll be 6 figures per month. And this is definitely at least a 7 to 8 figure business.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Boutique Bosses, where we basically come on and we highlight some really dope e-commerce brands who are doing some amazing things. And we've had the privilege to, help level up their business with their marketing and all these kinds of things. So we have some really, really special guests today. I'm really, really excited for y'all to hear their story, to see what they've got going on. These ladies have been leveling up in a major way. Like, y'all are going to see it. And they're not just leveling up, but they're leveling up fast. All right. But I'm going to let them tell their story. I'm going to introduce Candy and Sean from tmcustomaccessories.com. Ladies, what's going on?
Hey, everybody. How are you?
First of all, we want to say thank you so much for having us. We are super excited. This is something that's really, really fun to do. And like you said, if anybody gets any gems from this, then, hey, we all winning.
That's it.
Absolutely, man. So good to have y'all, man. I've been training with these ladies for, I don't know what, a couple weeks, a month or so, a couple months.
A little over a month.
It's literally been like a month and a half, probably.
And what I would say about them, like their energy just off the rip has just been always amazing. It's just been so fun to work with them. They take everything we tell them to do and they take it. And not only they take the advice, but they put their own spin on it and they take action. And I think that's why they're getting so much amazing results. But tell the people a little bit about y'all's story. Like, how did y'all get into e-commerce in this online business world?
You want to start?
I was just going to say, do you want to start?
So I am Candy Sincerity Johnson.
And I am Sean Johnson.
And we have known each other for about 16 years. We have done everything together. We got started in e-commerce, if I could be transparent, by accident. So Sean and I, in the middle of the pandemic, were sitting in our kitchen. And she said, hey, I can't get my hair done right now because everything's shut down. I need a matching head wrap and mask set. So she went online, she was searching, didn't find a lot of options. And she said, I've never sewn before. I wonder if it's easy or if it's something that I could figure out how to do. So I told her, I said, let's go get a sewing machine. We'll get some fabric. You can practice. And she did one set. My family loved it. They asked for more. And we happened to have been on Facebook Live while she was doing everything. And so some of the ladies that were watching just started asking if they could order sets. And it just catapulted from there. And so if we could be completely transparent, the business kind of created itself.
Yeah.
And it just morphed into what we now know as TM Custom Accessories.
I like to call it my accidental blessing, but then that's like an oxymoron because blessings aren't accidental. I guess so it was more of an unexpected blessing. So I am embracing every moment of it. And I'm so glad to be doing it with Candy for sure.
That's amazing, man. Those are the best types of businesses, right? Because when they happen out of complete accident like that, that's incredible. It's kind of similar to how our story started as well. We started as struggling music artists, and our whole thing was our music was dope, but we weren't making any money, right? We were those like typical broke music artists that didn't have no money. So we were like, all right, let's start like an e-commerce store, literally just so we can fund our music career, like photo shoots and recording sessions and stuff like that. That's all we wanted to pay for. And we ended up starting our store and doing $250,000 in sales in about 7 months. Wow. So we were like, oh, wait, we're actually kind of good at this. Like, let's do this for a little while. You know what I mean? And then it morphed into this whole other thing, kind of similar to what y'all got going on, which is really dope. So y'all had this idea, you went online and it, the interest was there immediately. So as you started like building the online business, what were some of like the main struggles that you guys had when you were like first starting the online part of it?
I think we had a lot of struggles. We didn't know, where to get product. We didn't know, how long things were going to take to produce. We didn't know if the interest was just with our audience, our natural audience, or if there was like a national interest in what we were offering. And if we could be completely transparent, one of our biggest struggles was, okay, our friends and family love it, but what about the rest of the world? So if we're going to do this as a business, how are we going to get customers? And so, of course, that's where your team came in, and we've been making magic ever since.
Absolutely. I would definitely say that I have learned so much through this process. Like Candy said, from everything from finding product, from shipping, technical stuff with the website, marketing, like so much. But I think that when you have a hurdle, you have to look at it as a lesson, because I've learned so much throughout this process that is so invaluable. And I'm just so appreciative for it all.
Absolutely.
100%. Candy, you said a quote on one of our last sessions that I always like. These ladies always got quotes for y'all, man. She's like, listen, in business, you either win or you learn.
Or you learn. That's it.
And that's a fact, because you don't lose in business. Like at the end of the day, if it was an L, that L was a learning experience. Yes. It wasn't a loss, right? But you got to have that perspective. You can't let the losses beat you down and say, okay, that was it. Just learn from it and keep it moving, right? So y'all had your business up before we met, like how long was the actual website up for?
It had been up for about a month and a half.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So y'all were brand new to this.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Gotcha. Like a lot of people don't know, this business is maybe less than 4 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to excite a lot of y'all right now listening when y'all hear the numbers that they're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So so they started off and, you were selling to friends and family and all that stuff, and that was working, but you were like, all right, well, what about people that we don't know? How do we start doing that? So you guys started, rocking with Facebook ads. How has Facebook ads and Instagram ads like helped your business for real? Like, give us the details.
Well, I mean, Facebook and Instagram ads has completely helped us scale. So our first month organically, just with us posting on our pages, word of mouth, referrals, etc., we may have done right around maybe $2,500, something like that, first month. Second month, we were trying to figure things out. The word was kind of getting out. We created a little bit of organic buzz. We were doing about $5,000 the second month. By month 3, by the time we partnered with you guys and really started to sink our teeth into what this business could be, we were at 30,000, right around 30,000. And then after that, it's probably about maybe 40,000 per month. So,
woo. Okay.
Everybody who is connected to us, the team that we've built in this short time, has said that, within the next couple of months, we'll be 6 figures per month. And this is definitely at least a 7 to 8 figure business.
I think the thing is, even when it comes to the Facebook, Instagram ads, because I've heard some people say, oh, they don't work, or you don't get anything from it, or you have to put all this money in it. And I think the key is to know how it works. And I think that was the valuable piece that we were missing. We knew that Facebook ads were out there. We had done it in the past. We had sunk money into it. But it's the know-how. And I think that's why it was so important for us to partner with you, because you gave us the know-how. Right. And so just that little tweak and that additional pieces of knowledge is what's going to take it to a whole nother level. So a lot of people want to give up on things, but you can't, because maybe it's just that you don't have the know-how.
That's it. I love that, man.
The part that I don't know that we've ever shared with you is we were with a different ad agency for another product that Sean and I have. We have a financial course, a digital course.
Okay.
And so we were with another ad agency, and we had invested over like maybe a 6-month period, maybe about $12,000 or more. And we lost it essentially because we didn't get a return on our investment. Everyone who purchased the course was either a prior client of ours, someone connected to us, etc. And so it was, again, a learn, right? Not a win or a loss, but it was a win or a learn. And so one of the conversations that Sean and I had was, we don't want a company that's just going to take the money and do it for us. We want to learn how to run ads. We want to learn how the machine works so that whatever product or service we plug in, we'll know exactly what to do.
Because that's the thing. Like, you guys spent that 12 grand and I have no problem spending 12 grand on my business. I do that kind of stuff all the time. It's not about spending the money. The problem is when you spend the 12 grand and you still don't know what the hell you're doing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's not an investment anymore. That's just a waste of money. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, one of my favorite quotes is, if you're going to empty out your wallet empty it into your brain. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like your brain, investing in yourself, into your brain, into your knowledge is going to give you the best return. And I don't care what you're talking about. You're talking about crypto, e-com, whatever, like your brain is going to return way more than anything else. So it definitely invest in your knowledge is so important. And I want to backtrack a little bit to what you guys said about your story, because there's a lot of false beliefs around this about it just takes a long time to grow, right? I see this all the time. And I personally think a lot of people just sabotage their own success by having this false belief, right? Like, oh, I have to struggle for years in order for me to actually become successful. Listen, y'all just heard it loud and clear, all right? 0 to 4 months, they went from 0 to $40,000 a month. All right. And they're literally just getting started. You know what I mean? Like they're literally just getting started. They're on trajectory to be a 6-figure company very, very quickly. Right. So it's not necessarily about time. It's about strategy, you know? And if you can figure that out, the faster you can figure that out, the faster you guys will be on your way as well.
Absolutely.
I want y'all to like kind of give the listeners some advice. Like if anyone's out there, you know, running Facebook ads and they're not successful, or maybe they're thinking about running ads and they're like skeptical about it. Like what's some advice that y'all can give just off the top, like from y'all's experience, you know, to people who are just getting started with ads?
I would say the biggest piece of advice that I can give anybody is learn how to do it yourself. Not necessarily do it all yourself, but invest in someone who can teach you the ins and the outs, what the analytics mean, what everything means when you log into Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Because if you like the mistake we made, we just gave an ad agency money thinking that, oh, you're the experts, you should know how to do it.
Right.
But again, if you do that and you don't really know how it works, then you're going to find yourself in that same predicament. Even if you decide to do that in the future, where you do want to have an agency run that for you, because now you've gotten to a point where you don't necessarily have the time to do it, still know that behind the scenes, still know how the structure works, know what everything means, so that if somebody is doing it for you, you know, okay, are you doing it right, first of all?
Yes.
And are you getting the results that I feel like you should be getting at this point? So definitely take the time. We always tell people to hire to your weaknesses. That's fine, but know as much as you can about that when you hire somebody, to make sure that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing.
You know, we had the pleasure of meeting a billionaire. And before we ended up in e-commerce, we owned a State Farm agency. We actually owned 2 of them. So during that time, one of the bits of advice that he gave when we were sitting down going through his whole plan was, I asked him, I said, how did you become a billionaire? He said, I built one company and I knew how to do every job in that company. He said, whether it was a person sweeping the floor or whether it was the person doing payroll, whatever, I learned and mastered every single job in my organization, so that when I sold the company for over $1 billion, all 2,700 people that reported to me, whether directly or indirectly, I could replace them, because I could either step in and do it, or I could teach somebody else how to step in and do it. And I think far too often we want to sit in the CEO seat without first knowing and understanding all the inner workings of the business. When there's an area of your business that you don't know, you become a victim, or you become an employee of that business. You become endeared to the person who has that skill set that you don't have. Again, going back to what Sean says, I'm not a technical person, but it's critical for me as the visionary of the company to sit in every meeting that you and Sean have, because there might be an area or a question or something that comes up that she otherwise wouldn't have asked. And that's how we're able to scale. One of the things that came out of our last session, if I could be transparent, was we met on Thursday and you guys were working on the ads. I asked the question, I said, well, what would happen if we increase the budget times 3, right? So we increased the budget times 3, and our income since Thursday, just off that short amount of time, has probably increased times 5 or times 6.
Oh, yeah.
But again, going to me being the visionary, Sean being the technical brain, she wouldn't have known to ask that question. So again, knowing and understanding all pieces is critical.
It's so important, man. You know, and the thing is, I know a lot of e-commerce people, boutique owners and stuff like that, they might not be super interested in the marketing side, right? Like they might not want to do it. And I totally understand that. And I tell people when they're getting into marketing or learning it, it's like, listen, I'm not telling you to learn marketing so that you're just doing it yourself forever, right? I'm not saying that. But like you just said, even CEOs know how to mop the floor if they need to, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if you don't understand how to do the marketing, let's say you hire a company and they do amazing for like 3 or 4 months, but then for some reason that company just dissolves out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
If that happens, you guys you're right back to where you were, square one, you know, having to run around trying to figure out how to find another agency, and you're always going to be in that hamster wheel until, you know, you understand this stuff, right? So and we're talking about mopping the floors. Like, you should know how to mop the floors, but it's something as important as marketing. You definitely need to know about that, man, because it's kind of sad to say, but like, marketing might be a little bit more important than the product.
It is.
It is.
You know,
It is.
And I feel bad to say that, because y'all have amazing bags behind y'all. Like, you got good products, but like, if you don't have good marketing, then no one's going to see your products. If they don't see it, they ain't going to buy it. Right. So
Exactly.
So what's next for TM Custom Accessories, man? Like, what's the future trajectory for y'all? What's next?
I'm glad that you asked that. What's next, Ms. Kim?
Well, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. We are considering a storefront location. Our vision is to make TM Custom Accessories a staple in Chicago. So a lot of times in the hip hop culture, when you go to Atlanta, you want to go to the Trap Museum. Yep. You know, there's certain things that you look for in certain cities. We want TM to be that in Chicago, where people feel robbed of their experience when they touch the city if they didn't stop by to pay homage to the brand in Chicago. So we want a storefront location. We want to expand our products. One of the things that I haven't shared with Sean, and I'm actually sharing publicly since we're live as well, is I envision TM being the virtual or the online version of HSN or QVC or whatever, where we literally have representatives showing products 24/7. So this is going to be a machine, to say the least.
That is fire. Well, y'all let me know when that storefront comes, because I'm booking a flight.
Yes. I love it.
We have to have you.
You know, I'm gonna book a flight out there to Chicago just in the summer, because it's too damn cold out there in the winter.
Yes, it is.
Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I didn't know wind could really cut through your soul, like, and it does out there.
Oh yeah.
That's so cool, man. So shout out y'all's IG, y'all's website. Like, where can everybody find you and check y'all out?
Absolutely. So we are basically TM Custom Accessories everywhere. So you can find us on Facebook at TM Custom Accessories, on Instagram at TM Custom Accessories. So that's pretty much where you find us. Our website is tmcustomaccessories.com. So as long as you know that, you can find us any and everywhere.
That's
awesome.
Right. That's right.
Well, ladies, I really appreciate, I don't want to take too much of y'all's time. I know you're super busy. I really, really, really appreciate y'all coming on and sharing some gems with the RFA squad, with the Vamp Live squad. Everybody listening, if y'all got some gems from this, please drop a comment below. If anything that you want us to elaborate on as well, I reply to every single comment. And smash that like button one time if you guys got some value from this, and definitely hit the subscribe button so you guys are notified when we drop more gems like this. So with that being said, ladies, thank you so much again. And RFA squad, we out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.